Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And today we are here to talk about Ready to Love. It's time. They are in Washington, D.C. Welcome to Chocolate City, where none of the men are fine and only a couple of the girls are pretty. All right, I'm just playing, y'all, before y'all get all mad. I'm really not, though. I'm sorry. All right, let's get started. All right, you guys, let me give a quick disclaimer because I like to put up the person's picture, as I talk about them. Unfortunately, I can't find all these people yet. So I'm assuming that, in the weeks to come, they'll start posting them one by one somewhere so that when I Google, I can find them. But right now, I can only find a couple of them. So bear with me. I feel like like I said, the pictures will come later. All right, let's get started for real. All right, so we are starting out with Carrington. He is coming in what looks like a purple, really tight suit. He's one of those guys, it looks like he's 36 and the CEO, I think he's 36. But he has on like the pants that are super tight and don't come all the way down. Like they're the little pixie pants. They're pixie pants, and I'm sorry, they are. And I cannot stand when men wear those. I mean, okay, for the teenagers, like, that's fine. It's really not, but they're teens, so okay, go ahead, get away with it. However, grown men should not be wearing pixie pants. It's just not cute. But yeah, we'll see what's going on with him. He looks like, and you guys, I'm gonna be critiquing what they look like and everything. I'm sorry, but it's a dating show, and that's what we do. That's what we're here for. We're here to fill each other out, right, and see who we wanna go home with and who we wanna love. And we already know that Carrington is a no because of his pixie pants and the fact that he is one, and I'm gonna give you this throughout the night because I've seen quite a few of them here, needs the beard. Okay, the beard is helping. All right, next out the car is Aisha. And she's like, I'm sexy, I'm beautiful, and we're not gonna pretend like I'm not. And I was like, we don't have to pretend. Ma'am, we don't. And if you were sexy and beautiful, you would not have to announce it. It would speak clearly when you get out the car. You don't have to say stuff like that. She's a hair salon owner. However, her wig, I'm just going to say, however, her wig, you can see right here. The wigs on this on this franchise this season, I don't know about the other seasons, but this season when we got to meet them, that's one of the things I said. The wigs, no ma'ams. All of you, no. So yeah, Aisha's there and she's beautiful and sexy. Right. Don't pretend like she's not. All right, so then we have a couple more rivals, and Miss Sabrina comes. She's the fashion designer. She's the one with, I think she's 47. She's either 43, 47, something up there. I want to say 47 because I believe she's the oldest one there. But she's the one with the short blonde cut, the one that has her real hair, and I think she's pretty. Yeah, she made it there, and she seems to be happy with, what she's looking at. She's like, okay, DC. Sabrina says she was born in Korea and she has all these tattoos on her back. Tyrone, 44, he's the CEO. No, he's a cyber security. He's like, oh my goodness, I became a man in Korea. He went there when he was in the military, yada yada. He starts singing a song and she's just looking at him like he done lost his mind because she doesn't really speak it. She's like, oh no, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Next in is Walter, 44. Yeah, I think 44. Entrepreneur. He's our widower, and he's nice looking. However, his beard, I feel like needs to be trimmed. A lot of them, you guys, I don't mind. Like, I actually like beards. I won't say I don't mind them. I like them. They're fine. However, when they start sticking out and just doing too much at the end, I think it's ridiculous. Like, why is that there? Just trim that shit and make it look neat and nice and let it help your face because that's ultimately what it's doing. The beard, I swear to God, is like the man weave because it is helping these dudes out big time. Okay, Sabrina's actually 45. She is not 47. And she's saying how as soon as she looked at Walter, she could hear the angels singing. So she feels a connection with him automatically. So Tasia comes, and actually a lot of the other ones arrive. But Tasia comes, they ask her where she's from. She's from Chicago. And one of the guys, can't remember his name, he's acting like he, like they're talking about he loves curvy women and she has to be one of the fuller figured women there. But Chi-Town, I'm with it. Okay, and she's 33. She is a founder of a tech startup. And she's telling them how she was at the gas station and was looking at this guy, and he's like, "You acting like I'm gonna rob you." And she's like, "Where I'm from, you got to keep your head on a swivel." And I'm like, "Girl, people already think the worst of Chicago. We don't need you going telling stories." Yes, Chicago has some hoods that you have to be careful in, but that's not how we want to be portrayed all the time on TV. Stop it. I was trying to root for you, girl. All right, Frank, 35, beverage owner, clothes too tight, don't like it, need that beard. Yep, let's keep going. All right, then we see Courtney arrive. She's 30. She's a marketing exec, and she acts like she's 30. That's all I'm gonna say. She's the one that has the natural hair, the curly hair, really big hair. Love her hair, and she's not a bad looking girl, but she acts very, very young. At least right here, right now. We're gonna go off of right here and right now. Just her behavior. She seems like one of the youngest. Yeah, she's talking about finding the tequila. She's not with the champagne and the wine and all that. She needs the hard stuff. And she's talking about how fine the guys are. And I'm like, girl, who are you looking at? Like, I hate the desperation from the women. I just do. I really, really do. Ugh, next in is the unattractive gym owner, Corey, 40 years old and thinks he's the shit, and he's really not. And it's unfortunate because he's a gym owner, he's a trainer, and you would think to yourself, oh, he's gotta be a looker, especially by the way that he acts. And this whole copy and paste, and I try to get all the women, and he's a lame. And unfortunately, he's just not as attractive as he should be being a trainer. But, I mean, his body is probably fine. It's just the rest of it. Aesthetically, it's a no for me. Damn, y'all. I feel like that was kind of rude. However, let's not lose sight of why we're here. Why we're here. I cannot even talk. We're here to critique and to see if we like these people. And this one, we do not. That's it. This fool talking about he heard that there was going to be a lot of women here, so he figured this is the perfect venue for him. And I'm like, you're an idiot. And these people who let you on this show already know that you're not here for love. So you're a joke, and I'm really, really hoping he's one of the first to leave. So Corey goes up to Courtney, who is the one with the hair, the 30-year-old, and he's like, yeah, I love tall women. So basically he asks her out on a date, and he asks for her phone number. All right, don't forget, that's Courtney, first one he talks to. All right, so then nephew Tommy comes out. He lets them know that he has a couple of curveballs for them, but ultimately he would love for, someone, a couple, to find love. He's saying that they found it in other places. And are any of these couples that were together or got together on any of these series, are they still together? Any of them? Anyone? I don't know. And so I do know that he did the sneak peek with the couple from the previous season. However, as soon as that was over, it was just all over the blogs and everything that they were not together anymore. So I don't know if they're still together. I don't know if any of these people, who found love on this show is still together. Yeah, so now some of the ladies are at a table, and Corey, the gym owner, comes up and he gives Courtney a drink. He sets it down and he's like, there you go. And then he talks to the woman right next to her, Carrie, 37, interior decorator. He's like, hey, you know what? I forgot to give you something when you came in the door. Can you come with me? And she's looking like, what the fuck? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, dude, are you really doing this in front of the girl that you just got her number like 2 minutes ago? He is trash. Just trash. She's so smart though, y'all. She's in the confessional saying, listen, where did this come from all of a sudden? Because he takes her on the stairs and he's like, yeah, I was wondering, if you were available Friday or Sunday. And I'm like, this fool done already secured something for Saturday. So now he's talking about Friday or Sunday. I swear, if fuckboy had a picture, it would be him. And she's like, yeah, this is just very weird and awkward. Like, where's this coming from, all this energy? Did I blink my eyes a certain way to make him think that I liked him? Like, what the heck? So then we have Tasia, Chicago, talking to Carrington, the first one in with the pixie pants. And she's telling him, or she's asking him, like, are you single or you single? And I'm like, girl, don't make us look bad. And he was just kind of annoyed with her. He was just like, not feeling her at all, because she really did. She asked him the same thing a billion times, like, okay, so are you finished playing? Are you, and he's like, she's asking me the same thing, just rewording it. And I'm like, she really is. So it seems like maybe she was cheated on before or something, but girl, she's making Chicago look bad. To see her, calm down. So next up we see Cornelius. He's 38, electrical engineer. He's bald, got a nice little beard coming in. So it's very well maintained. I like it. He's saying how he wants to be able to laugh with someone and also pray with them. So that's nice. He's talking to Camille. She's the one that's the teacher, and she's not ugly. As you can see, she's pretty. However, she tries to be a comedian, and she makes these faces, and she does these things that I think she just should not do. Like, she just shouldn't do them because it makes her look a little crazy. I don't know. I just don't like it. She seems cool. And again, she's not unattractive. However, the stuff that she be doing with her face, she should probably stop. And maybe some of her jokes, she should just tone down. Like, you're not on Comedy Central. Just be you, ma'am. It's so funny because as I was watching this and they were showing him from the side and he had like this big old smile or whatever, I was just like, ugh, I don't like his smile. I don't like something about his smile, looks a little creepy or something. And then in the next breath, she says, I love his smile. And I'm like, dang, am I just negative Nancy? All right, let me not be so judgmental. But to me, maybe it's just from the side. That's what it was. His profile isn't that becoming, but head on, he is straight on. He's a nice looking guy. All right, and so in her confessional, Camille says, so I have a boyfriend, Cornelius, and I'm like, she's claiming him already, huh? All right, but she loves his smile. She loves everything about him. She starts giving off these vibes like last season with the girl with the short hair, where she started acting really crazy over, God, I can't remember these people's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The short hair lady that was real crazy over that one guy. And that's what she's giving off, because she's like, go get me some water, but don't be over there getting lost and everything. And I'm like, that ain't what you want to do. Kelfani, that was his name, something funny like that. I can't remember. Denise, is her name Denise? This is last season, you guys. But yeah, she's already pulling a Denise on us. So girl, Camille, you gotta calm down. Then we meet Libba. I think her name is Libba. She's 44. I can't remember what she does, but she said she got married at 19 and then divorced year 20. So, okay. She says she's out of practice, but again, not an unattractive woman. However, the wig, and believe it or not, on this picture, it looks better than it does on the show. So, yeah. Then we meet Lamont, 44, another cybersecurity guy. No, that's it. No. He's talking to Shiloh, and she's an intimacy coach, and she has on this, I can't even describe this dress. It's like see-through, there's mesh, there's netting, there's dots, there's a slight tutu. I don't know what the hell she's doing with this outfit. Not a bad looking girl, once again, however, just can't get it right. So she's going to be a no too. No, Shiloh. So Tasia is talking to, I think his name is Walter, the widower, and she's like, so you have any children? He says no, and she sounds delighted, like, oh. And I'm like, girl, he is old as hell, and he should have some children. And what's your problem with people with children? Because you guys are not spring chickens. He says he's interested in having children someday. And she says, well, why you don't have any? What's wrong with you? You crazy or something? And yeah, Tasia, let's just act like she's not from Chicago. How about that? She doesn't represent us. So Walter tells Tasia his story about his late wife, that they were together for 9.5 years. He supported her through medical school, and as soon as she graduated, they got married. 1.5 years later, she found a cyst on her ovary and passed away. And you guys, I know that's his story, and it's fine that he tells it. However, I just know how women are, and I know that helps him out, because women always want to fix something. And if we feel bad for you and we feel like there's a void or something there that we can fix, we want to try to do that. So I feel like he probably get a lot of women, with his story. He also was very honest in saying that, listen, this was a long time ago. Not to say that he's still not affected, but it doesn't affect him as much. He's been in relationships. He said he came close twice, I guess, to being married again or whatever. He said he dodged bullets. So, I mean, he's being honest with everything. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So far, he's the one and only one that I like. So Sabrina and Walter are talking, and she said something about needing some more water because she feels like her chest tastes salty. And I'm like, what do you mean? What does that mean? But apparently he got it. He laughed. But they started talking towards the end of the night and kind of bonding over the fact that she's a caretaker for both of her parents. And of course, I guess he was a caretaker for his wife before she passed on a little bit. So they were kind of bonding. She's crying and they felt a connection. Oh, Walter took care of his mom the last 3 years of her life. So he was saying how it was very hard to run his own company and do all of that. So yeah, they kind of bonded over that. You know, they are a handsome looking couple. They look good together. They really do. Courtney and Cornelius seem to be hitting it off. Quite a few women look like they like Cornelius. And Cornelius seems like, I don't know, maybe... I don't know. The jury's out on Cornelius. But, yeah, she's the one with the hair. She's the Leo. Because I remember when she said she was a Leo, I'm like, oh, okay, well, she's fine. Because a lot of people in my family are Leos and get along with Leos. Leos are good. But, yeah, she's saying how when she turned 30, she had a baby and she had to mature. And I'm like, mature where? But that's what happened to her last relationship. She became mature and he wanted her to still be 25. But she is feeling Cornelius. So then we have Frank with his little thick ass. He's the one that has the tequila. Is it tequila brand or he has something? He's the one that made some kind of liquor. Aisha, the one with the blonde hair that says she's sexy. Y'all see her. And Libba. And Libba is irritating him. You can tell. She said, that's what she said type of joke. Like that he said something and she's like, that's what she said. And he looked at her like, girl, could you just shut up? And yeah, he's not feeling Libba at all. They're talking about their ink and their tats. And she's talking about how she has tattoos down here, over there. She can't really say where. And I'm just like, oh, God. Yeah, he's not feeling her. Yeah, as he was talking to her, she says, ha, ha, ha. So he kind of mocks her and he's like, ha, ha, ha. And the smile totally left his face. And then he's in the confessional saying that, yeah, she's just too bubbly for him. And he's not about it. So then we get to see a couple of random couples talking and yada, yada, yada. Nothing to see here. It was nothing. So now we have the ladies talking to Corey, and he's the one that owns the gym, and they're putting together his whole copy and paste thing and the fact that, yeah, he told me that too. He's telling them the same stuff, and he's so dumb because they're in the same freaking room, and yeah, they're putting it together, and now nobody's feeling him, and rightfully so. He's like, I could just go home, and I'm like, take your ass then, go. But of course he doesn't leave. But he's like, I just know I'm going to be going home. And I'm like, as you should. So Nephew Tommy is back and he's asking the women who they like, who they don't like. And quite a few of them like Walter. We already knew that. So Nephew Tommy is talking to some more of the ladies. And the teacher who plays too much was like, that's my boyfriend, talking about Cornelius. And when I tell you the way they were looking at her with the stank face and they weren't even trying to hide it. They were like, And she was like, he wooed me. They were like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm telling you, she just needs to tone down, girl. So a few of the girls were not feeling Lamont. He's the one that, he was just the no. Just the no. Yeah, they said he seemed like you were in a job interview when you were talking to him. He had like no game whatsoever. They are not feeling Tyrone. They said he's a little too quiet. And of course, they are not feeling Corey because he's trash. So we have everyone sitting around. And of course, it's time for Nephew Tommy to tell who's at the bottom. And he calls out Lamont. And then he calls out Corey. And Corey just shakes his head, yeah. And for some reason, they show Frank's thick ass. And he got something to say about everything and everybody. So yeah, he's doing his little face like, knew it was gonna be Corey. So ultimately, Lamont gets sent home. And I'm like, these women are so stupid. Yeah, Lamont needs to go because nobody's feeling him. And he's just a plain off, he's just a plain old no. But so is Corey. And Corey gave them good reason to get rid of him first. He should have been out. Like, I would not entertain him for 2 seconds. So the next episode should be Corey talking to himself. Ah, and so now I see why Lamont was sent home. He says a little rhyme on his way out, and I think he thinks he's a poet, but it comes off like rap, remedial rap, and yeah, later Lamont. So now nephew Tommy moves to the ladies, and he's like Libba, and she goes, ah! And I'm like, Lord. And then she's in the confessional, and she goes, uh-oh. And I'm like, what is with all these noises, girl? Yeah, they don't like you, and that's probably why. Y'all, and the next one was Tasia. And when I tell you she was shocked, and she's in her confessional, and she's like, is this a joke? Because I got all these numbers. And I'm like, girl, they didn't like you. And just because you got numbers, that don't mean anything. These guys are all, well, I won't say all, but yeah, they don't like you. She was pissed off. And I actually cannot blame her because I think I would be pissed off too. And I'd just be ready to go. And she was. She was like, I'm ready to go. I'm just ready to go home. So she had all the girls. It comes out that Libba, who's on the screen right there, she gets to go home. They sent her home. So Tasia is still there, and now she has all the girls, all the women just kind of consoling her, like, no, it's okay, because she's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, yeah, I would be ready to go too, knowing that I'm in this place where none of these people like me for real. Yeah, I can go home. That was the only thing she did that was very Chi-Town. That attitude came out, and yeah, we can take it or leave it. And if y'all can take or leave us, then we'll be out. Period. Okay, yeah, she lost us again. When the women were talking to her, she's like, why they lying on me? I made genuine connections. And I'm like, girl, obviously they weren't genuine. If these guys are trying to send you home, they were not genuine. And she just sounds stupid. She was like, am I being punked? And why they lying? I just don't believe it. What is there not to believe? The men voted you off the island. So, ma'am. You guys, so I just kind of want to end saying that this is the most unattractive cast yet. And I know that's mean. I know it is. And I know this whole thing was a little bit mean, but it wasn't mean-spirited. I was just saying my real thoughts and feelings, which is what we're supposed to do when it comes to a dating show. When it comes to a dating show, we're judging. We're judging. So, don't be too hard on me because I was hard on them. That's what I'm supposed to do, okay? If you are still here, you are my real MVP. Thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe if you have not already. That is very important to me. I do want to say thank you to all of my new subbies. I appreciate you guys so much. You are now a part of the beautiful family. Yeah, and I will see you guys for the next episode of Ready to Love. And actually, I'll see you guys for Potomac tomorrow. All right, smooches.